Everything with a coat's pissing me off.
Hello, and welcome back to our ongoing look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Lizard series, and we have finally made it after all of this time through 7 standard figures in the assortment to the Build-A-Figure, the highly anticipated Lizard. I've been pretty excited for this figure, even though I've kind of been split in my thoughts of what I think about him as a figure overall leading up to this. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is all going to play out, because he is a Build-A-Figure, so he's pretty big. Not a giant Build-A-Figure by any stretch of the imagination, but he's definitely larger than how I traditionally think of Lizard. And that's okay.
And he's definitely more reptilian.
He's got a bit of Velociraptor going on, so it's stylized. I apologize if there's frame of reference for comics that Lizard looks kind of T-Rexy or raptor-y.
And I'm sure
and I'm sure there is. That's fine. But if you're in the market for what I would consider to be a straight off the page classic Lizard, this one I think is going to be a little bit big, and from the neck up, the design is going to be a little bit off probably for you. But that being said, the sculpt is pretty amazing.
It's very
it's
nicely
beautiful.
detailed.
Yeah.
All the way. I mean, okay. Where there's lizard skin and clothing, okay, that's stupid. That's pretty much the whole figure. Lizard skin and clothing. But, okay, everything but the lab coat, I guess. The lab coat comes off as very, very plain. And I think it's because of just...
It's stark white.
With a little bit of chocolate coating at the bottom.
Yeah, and bright white isn't a color that's super common in Marvel Legends overall.
Bright
Usually,
Sorry, you can't say bright white.
yeah.
I mean...
There's a lot of it here.
There is. I mean... Well, we saw it with Spider-Punk's guitar.
There's a lot of white on this figure because of the lab coat, and it sets off the darker colors, the black, the relatively dark green, and of course the purple.
It stands out, but it also draws your eye. Really, I'm not gonna say bad. It's not bad.
No, it's just
because really, you look at the purple, you look at the black, it's just solid color. But you get to the green, and there's kind of a two-tone thing going on.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but sometimes it seems like that when his skin has a lot of that sculpted detail on it, it's like light hits it differently, so it breaks it up, so it almost makes it look like it has subtle color gradation or differences in it when it really doesn't, but it kind of looks like it does. So that helps. But I don't know. He's a pretty beautiful figure. I don't know. What do you think? You're sitting here putting him together, and
at the moment, I'm getting them together, but I don't know which way the till goes. The scales.
I would think this would be on the bottom.
That's what I kind of thought too. The underbelly look,
yeah,
which makes sense now that I said it out loud. I don't know if I like the legs, and I don't know if he's gonna balance worth a shit. Because okay, that seemed tougher than what I thought.
No, it actually.
Watch him stand right up. Nope. The legs don't straighten out. They're stuck in that position.
Yeah.
Right there.
See, and I, jokingly said something about that.
And I
earlier.
thought you were meant it didn't bend this way.
Right, but it doesn't come up straight.
It's a single hinge. Oh no, it's a double hinge.
Yeah, it is.
But that's
the way the way that the top of the pants. At the top of the knee, the way that the pants are sculpted, that joint won't move any.
It's purposely stopped right there.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's for stability or
to keep his scale in check, maybe.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help him stand any. Get down, tail. You gonna help stand up? I'm trying to tripod him. Oh, what? The hinge here is up and down.
And that one's side to side.
And this one's side to side, so you can't come down too easy. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, he feels awkward. Take a hit off that. I like the detail. Don't get me wrong; it looks good, even with the over raptored head.
Over raptored.
I'm good with
I
that.
like that.
But he seems clunky.
Yeah, I mean, you've pretty much got to have that tail.
Yeah, he has
Back
forward-facing pin for rocker on his ankle, but because his ankle's facing straight down, it pretty much just rotates like a
Yeah.
high heel.
What an oddly engineered figure, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe-
Oh wait,
Did you get it?
Yeah,
You got it.
You got to turn it at the thigh swivel.
Yeah.
And that was there. It is stuck.
Well, we're just stupid then.
I mean,
Which, to the surprise of no one.
yeah, it was like somebody out there was just going, "Turn the thigh swivel,
Yeah.
asshole." It still feels like he's gonna tip at any moment.
Yeah.
But that looks how it's supposed to look. I think the arms, well, double elbows there, but they have a stop. They go 90. Oh, well, the left goes past. How weird. Look, you can see a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, you really can.
That one's big,
That one's
that
a
one's
lot more
small.
exposed. Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to it, as good as this looks, it's meant for,
I mean,
shelf candy.
he's going to be
Yeah.
hunched over.
I do like how much movement there is in the jaw. He can look up,
Yeah.
well, forward, because he's hunched.
Yeah.
Down, and then that works as the jaw
Yeah.
opening. Yeah, I feel like he's awkward, which is kind of disappointing. I was looking forward to seeing how. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't going to buy the whole wave when it came down to, I was looking for Prowler. I was looking for. Couldn't put those with the rest of them, or put her with the rest of them. But yeah, I don't know.
There's some interesting choices going on all over the place, from the aesthetic design to the engineering, and everything else. So I mean, he's neat. He's heavy,
Yeah.
which is cool. And he's definitely striking, but this is probably as good as it's going to get in terms of posing, right? I mean, he can get into other poses, but this is going to be like the most natural.
Yeah,
Looking
that's what most display. I mean, you can hunch him more. You can have his arms out a bit more. You can maybe have his legs out a little bit more.
But I mean, for like action photography or something like that, he may end up driving you a little batty.
Maybe, especially getting into action poses, because I mean, I guess he can. If it
Poser magic.
need a stand, but well, yeah. Now he's left heavy.
Yeah.
But I just figured if you're standing him on a shelf on the wall, that's where that tail comes into play like that, because you can kick it off to the side. It's down to hold him up, and then to the side because of the wall.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like there's potential here, but because we've just messed with 7 figures already, and this is like the end of the night type thing, it's just kind of
He's a big brick of figure.
he's a big, kind of loose brick of figure. He has very little touching the ground. It has all this weight up here.
And he's heavy in the torso for sure.
Yeah, and you're trying to balance the whole thing, and it's just kind of clunky. Like that, it looks like the tail.
It looks broken.
Yeah, like maybe like that.
I don't know. It's one of those figures that, some legends or some action figures, period. I mean, you can take them out right out of the package, and you can start to go in and pose them and play with them, and everything just is fluid and natural, and there's nothing to it. But some figures, you've got to work at it a little bit, kind of get used to it or understand it, because I mean, this figure doesn't have any point of reference for a figure that you've ever gotten before.
No,
right? It's not like a standard figure. It's like, oh well, this body, and kind of the little intricacies and whatnot to it. This one is all fresh, and it's got some interesting engineering choices, as we've noted. So it makes figuring him out just a little bit more involved, and we we're coming in cold with all of these
Right.
tonight. So it's interesting. He looks cool.
As I'm messing with him and
He's
looking
growing
at
on
him,
you?
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I go to change the pose, and that's what's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
It's going to catch me wrong, and
Yeah. So I don't know.
bad.
I wouldn't say that he's.
I wish he had a neutral. He doesn't have a neutral position.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a neutral stance.
Well, and his color palette and his silhouette, if you don't have a point of reference with another figure around him, feels very classic Lizard. But his size and his head are definitely not what I would call classic Lizard. So it's interesting.
What would be cool? It'd be like why did I go blank?
Here, I'll be right back.
The one that came there with the red skull head, and then they came Onslaught.
Oh, yeah.
Pull an Onslaught and have a standard Lizard head with a future figure.
That'd be neat.
And then you get that future figure, and you go, oh, now I want to build Lizard. You have to go back and buy this assortment.
Right.
I can't remember who came.
We're giving out free ideas here.
Hasbro.
Yeah. Let's get a standard Lizard head. And then, but you know, if that happened, I would be forgiving of the size a little bit because, as you said, he's kind of locked into a position where he can't stand up straight. So while he is bigger than a standard figure,
If he were standing straight up,
right? But with this, he's wide, but the height he kind of fits in with.
he wouldn't stand out as much on a shelf as he probably would if he could.
Right.
But right now, I don't know. He's very crotchy. Look. I mean, it's.
Yeah, he's pushing it forward. Yeah.
Yeah. It's bent. It seems like it's. Well, No. You can. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I like
Even
that.
then.
I like that. But you're right. It's like the engineering or whatever is wanting you to have the figure like
Down,
this, which I
crouch.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It works for the character and whatnot, but it's limiting in that it wants to be in that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate it because that's the classic Lizard pose. That's probably how I'm going to have him on the shelf. And I like that the figure helps you get to that point. But if you want to change it up at all, it's more of a challenge then.
Right. He does have more side-to-side movement than I thought in the head. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole neck moving.
And it's actually cool because if you just have the head piece, the neck looks really, really long. It's like, wow, this is going to look strange. But with the collar, it pulls it back into a normal frame of reference, but it allows for that movement that the long neck, helps facilitate.
Right.
There too. So, see, you're getting it.
Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, I wonder, can you get the
feet straight?
That may be different. I don't know. I feel like it should be like that.
Yeah.
But is that his whole foot? It's a heel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a foot peg right there.
Yeah. Stupid us.
So, just forget about everything we just said. I don't know. That makes it a little bit even more awkward because he can't go flat-footed hardly.
You gotta get that tail in there. But the forward-facing joint foot peg is restricted because of the shape of the top of the foot. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have them almost even further down to put them flat-footed. Watch me and see. I've got a fever of 103. Flat-footed.
I'm gonna go play with this Gwenpool figure right here.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it like that. It looks
Yeah.
like it's even more crouchy.
Yeah.
He looks better with a dog leg. It's not.
He's a little fiddly.
He is fiddly, but once you hit that position,
He looks cool.
he looks cool. Once you hit it, but you got to hit it. It's not just grab and go.
Yeah. This is an interesting assortment overall.
It is. It's an odd kind of thing that now that I know that he has peg holes right there, I feel
You
like
wanna
he's
put
standing
the
on
foot
his
down?
tippy toes.
Yeah.
It's really odd. It's almost like they engineered themselves out of a neutral stance.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Lizard would look kind of weird just standing up like, hey guys, it's me, Lizard.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
Here I am. Let's do some evil. let's do some evil.
Instead of slinking around in the sewers.
And swamps. I don't know. Give me Gwenpool back.
No, she's I called it first that she was the best figure in the wave.
Okay. Yeah. Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's how I would rate Lizard. Uncomfortable. That's on the number scale even. Just an uncomfortable number.
There's no doubt or no denying that it's not a cool looking sculpt, and it's a heavy figure, and a lot of thought went into being able to get him into that classic Lizard pose. But one of the things that I've been enjoying about kind of this golden age of Hasbro Marvel Legends is not only getting new characters, but getting to kick the old ones off the shelf. And I think I'm going to have a real difficult time with him and the old Toy Biz Lizard. That's just a standard, classic Lizard about which one's going to go on the shelf and which one's going to hit the bin. I don't know. I think he fits aesthetically better with all the stuff we're getting currently. Because I think that's true. A lot of Toy Biz stuff sticks out, now with the Hasbro aesthetic, but it's interesting. He's cool. I like him, but I just don't know if it's my Lizard or not. Yeah. Or if he's Jurassic World's Lizard. Blue. Should have brought the
You're my boy, Blue.
Should have brought my Star-Lord figure and
but uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I attractively uncomfortable. Because you're like, oh, that looks great, but I don't know. They can touch tongues. Okay, it's time to wrap it up. It's way too late now. Yeah. But so it's the Spider-Man Infinite Series Lizard Wave, starring Gwenpool. It's been an interesting sojourn through these figures, reviewing them essentially cold in this setting, but I think it's caused me to look at things a little bit differently than I probably normally would, just writing words about them and taking pictures. Plus it's different to play off of somebody else. I feel like I'm a lot more negative, even though I like most of these figures. But I'm playing off your positivity. Yeah. I have to be the bad cop. Well, you usually. Well, I don't know. Good cop. You've changed. Okay, man. Cop. You used to be. I'm easy to please, and now, not so much. Well, I gotta tell you. I've got to tell you what you're supposed to like now. the Deadpool type figure in the wave is the one I had to convince you. It's the Deadpool wave. Yeah, skewing my view here. It's the Gwenpool wave. With the Lizard Build-A-Figure, and but overall, this is a solid wave. It's definitely not one of my favorites of the last several that we've gotten, but I am glad to add a new Mysterio. First time without an action feature, right? Mysterio, unless you count the cape. Yeah. It's a lot of action to get that damn thing to work. But I am glad to add Mysterio. Prowler's a good addition. And I was, very pleasantly surprised by Spider-Woman, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Punk was cool, but Gwenpool. Yeah, Gwenpool. She's the best. Gwenpool wins. I've said Gwenpool more tonight than I have my entire life up to this point. That's it. We're going to go out on a whimper. I know. It's kind of like, well... Okay, whatever. Yeah, so the Lizard series out in Canada now. Still no pre-orders here in the U.S., but we've talked about this. I'm still going to lock mine in as soon as they go up. I'm going to have to get the whole assortment. So I'll get Gwenpool and Prowler. I'll get another Gwenpool. And damn Spider-Punk. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and Noir for. I'm going to order a case, aren't I?
Well, I mean, what are you up to? 4?
And Jessica's cool.
So 5. I mean.
Yeah. Well.
Whatever. It's time. So you might as well build this lizard and figure him out and try to get him to work the way you want to. But all right. Well, I think we've put everyone through enough.
Yeah.
Up to this point. But thanks for humoring us with this kind of different format of a review of a wave. It's just we got the chance to review it early, so we took advantage of it, and be on the lookout for these ASAP, hopefully. And if you spot them in the store,
Buy me a Gwenpool.
she's the one not to pass up. All right, so
I'll catch you later.
yeah, until Toy Fair
in
a couple of weeks, where we're gonna have a chance to probably knock heads like this again. Thanks for joining us for another special 3-4 editions of the FwooshCast.
Yeah,
that's 3 too many. Goodbye.
Oh, you're just cutting it off, just going out of it.